Hi, I'm Nick, and welcome to First Pour Wine. Today we are going to be talking about things that I'm thankful for as part of doing First Pour Wine, as well as a wine that was given to us by some great friends from the state of Pennsylvania. So, to start off with, I want to talk a little bit about how over the years I've gotten a lot of opportunities to do some amazing things with First Pour Wine, be they going to the Wagner Vineyards in New York, or heading out to Lodi and having dinner with, master sommeliers and vintners out in the vineyards themselves under the stars, to even just making the show and having you all read day to day. I really do appreciate that. And it gives me quite a lot to be thankful for. So I do appreciate everyone who's coming by the site and still reading it. I want to tell you that we've got new content coming soon, like this video. And I know it's been a bit of a long hiatus, so I apologize for that. It's been a crazy year, 2017, as I'm sure many of you feel the same based on everything that's been happening. But today, I want to highlight a couple of my favorite experiences. So for those of you who've been watching from the very beginning, I still remember filming in the basement with Greg when he hung the sheets that you see in the first videos behind us in the basement. They look fantastic. I decided not to iron them. It was great. Looks wonderful. Really glad we moved away from that, but he was a great sport. He put up with it all the way through. We still think there's some people in Berkeley who are drinking every time he said wood. It was fantastic. Brian, who, if you remember the traveling wine video, helped me throw wine off my balcony, no matter what my neighbors were thinking. We also threw his luggage off the balcony. That was great. I'm very thankful to my friend Leanne as well, who helped me find out that an ironing board makes a terrible table, and it is a great way to get wine onto your rug. And you can use white wine to get red wine out of a rug if you're curious, but it's still not the best solution. And then finally, a couple more people. Casey and Myra have helped with the logo over the years, so many thanks to them. As well as so many friends and family who've been very supportive of the site. And then finally, a big shout out to my girlfriend Anne-Marie, who has been helping out a lot over the past year, not only with First Pour Wine, mocking it up, whispering in the background to her friend Ryan, but also helping to make things for Toast and Towers, like these adorable coasters or the wine charms. So if you haven't been over to Toast and Towers, or if you haven't been on the side of First Pour Wine recently, go and check it out. They make great Christmas gifts. And we have all sorts out there: beer, wine, liquor, wine charms. She's got canvas art too. Many thanks to her for all that. So she's been very supportive as well, and so many thanks to everyone out there who's been part of the journey thus far. Today what we're going to talk about is this wine from Clover Hill Winery. It is a Concord grape wine, and this was given to us by some of our best friends. Anne-Marie's best friend Carrie gave us this wine along with her fiance Chad. And they are living in Pittsburgh now, which gives them access to this. Now, for those of you who don't know, Concord grape wine is made of the exact same grapes that go into your jelly. The only difference is you don't want to give this to your children, and it would probably be terrible if you dunked your sandwich into it. But aside from that, if you've ever had Manischewitz, it's kind of just like grape juice. Now, how do you know whether or not you're getting Concord wine? Well, thanks to U.S. labeling laws, at least 75% of this bottle must be comprised of Concord grapes. The Concord grape obviously being the same one that goes into jams and jellies. So, it is among the most popular Vitis labrusca, which is an American varietal, as opposed to Vitis vinifera, which is what you think of when you think of Merlot, Riesling, any European varietal, most of what you see on the shelves. But you don't see a lot of it because sometimes these grapes are referred to as foxy, in the sense that it might have a little bit of that smell of maybe your aunt's old fox coat that you smelled whenever she takes it out, to parade around town. Or if you're getting paint thrown at you, I don't know these days. But anywho, so it has a bit of a foxy smell. Now, for this wine in particular, we're not going to give it a rating because if you ever had this stuff, it is just like Manischewitz in the same sense that it smells like grape jelly, and it tastes like grape jelly, which is nice if you want to get drunk on grape jelly. I wouldn't drive home afterwards. You might get yourself in quite a jam. But it is tasty, especially if you like sweeter things, if you like wine coolers. And so, I mean, there's not really much else to say about it. You can tell part of the bottle's missing here because we have enjoyed a little bit of this already to see how it would taste, which is probably why I make bad puns about jam. But it's not bad wine. So, it's about $7 or so for a bottle. This bottle obviously was a gift. The majority of it can be found in the area between Erie, PA and Buffalo, New York. So if you find yourself driving that lonely corridor of I-90 that seems to go on forever and has some nice lake views, you can stop off along one of the wineries or head over to Grape Discovery, which is a site that is not only punny, but also a great resource for learning more about the wines of Erie. Now, to wrap up the video, I kind of want to just talk through a couple of facts about Thanksgiving that you may or may not know. So believe it or not, Thanksgiving was not officially a holiday in the United States until 1863. Prior to when Abraham Lincoln actually decided that this would be a federal holiday, it was up to the president to continually declare that Thanksgiving was a holiday. So there were times, like under Thomas Jefferson, where it wasn't. Even though he loved wine, and Thanksgiving is a great occasion to drink it, you weren't having Thanksgiving under Thomas Jefferson because he believed in many things that don't relate to wine and are more political. Anywho, years later, Congress finally took up the cause after Franklin Delano Roosevelt tried to move things around and push back the Thanksgiving week by about 2 weeks. His idea was, if I push it back 2 weeks, I'll restart the economy by having people shop. Joke's kind of on him. The shopping season now starts before Thanksgiving even gets here, so it kind of worked. But anyways, they cemented it into the 4th week of November, which is where it is now on that Thursday. And believe it or not, the presidential turkey pardon also may have started somewhere around Abraham Lincoln, if you believe some of the myths. However, there aren't really any records of this. It's just believed that his son wanted him to grant that turkey clemency, and so the turkey was given clemency. It was all the way until H.W. Bush, came along that the first turkey actually received a true presidential pardon. So, something to impress your relatives with. One last thing to wrap up with. In 1953, Swanson's ordered too many turkeys, and not knowing what to do to them, they contacted someone for help, and the individual decided they would get 5,000 aluminum trays, and they would freeze the extra turkey into TV dinners, which is where we get TV dinners from today. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, man, that's a lot of leftovers. But as a user on Our Dad Jokes recently said, he really used to be addicted to Thanksgiving leftovers, but he had to go cold turkey. So, until next time, subscribe to us on YouTube for more videos. We'll be having more shortly with just as many terrible puns laced all the way through. Or you can follow us on Instagram or Facebook, where the things are less punny, but you'll get access to new wine reviews coming across on a weekly basis. Thanks for watching. For now, drink what you like, and I'm going to say how you like it. Now, a friend of mine recently said that I was a little picky about glassware, so we're going to make sure that we enjoy this party correctly today. So, cheers, have a happy Thanksgiving, enjoy your wine out of whatever you like. We'll see you next episode.